He has absolutely championed atheism as a way of life, and I learned that so much yesterday spending time with him and reading some of his work. It would be impossible for anyone who ever introduced him to actually go through all of the organizations and life efforts that he has put forth. It's really a fantastic thing. He is the eldest son of Gora, who together with his wife founded the Atheist Centre in India, and the Atheist Centre in India was founded in 1945, right? 1940, so I'm 5 years off on that. Today, Lavanam is the director of the center, and but far beyond that, he's also a very respected figure in the international atheist and humanism movement. He is now 81 years old, and he's been traveling alone. He's been traveling this country for some time. When he leaves here, he's going to be traveling about in Europe. And he keeps telling me that the brain is eager and willing and ambitious, but the body is saying, oh, I don't know about this. But he will continue to remain to be a global traveler. He does do many radio shows, many TV shows, addressing atheism and social change worldwide. And he has received a number of prestigious awards, a few of them that I was reviewing yesterday, awards for his outstanding contribution to nonviolent social change, which is so very important in his life. It's been my personal pleasure to work with the Atheist Centre of India and Michigan's own Shrikumar Potter to make Lavanam's USA tour a reality. We started this project in, I think, March. And I would like to just say, on a more of a little personal note, yesterday George and I took him to the Henry Ford Museum. We wanted him to see the new display, or newer display, of Life and Liberty. And it was amazing when we were only able to be there for a brief period of time. But in the brief period of time that we were there, George and I were amazed to discover that Lavanam knows more about the history of America than most Americans. Lavanam understands that religion and nationality are the greatest dividing factors of human societies over the globe. And so he's come here from India today to speak to us, and he's going to address post-religious and national religious society. Lavanam.
Thank you, Arlene. Good afternoon, friends. I'm very happy to be here today. Earlier, I had addressed the Michigan Atheists, at least in Detroit atheist groups, twice earlier. That was in 80s and 90s. I had been to the United States earlier 11 times, and this is my 12th visit. I was very close to Madeline. We worked together on many occasions, and after the Third World Atheist Conference in Helsinki, we together traveled through Soviet Union, because I had the privilege of bringing the Soviet atheists in contact with the Western atheists and humanists. And for that particular activity, I organized the Third World Atheist Congress in Helsinki in Finland so they could come and join the other world atheist movement. So after that, Madeline, myself, and the Secretary General of the Freethinkers Association of Finland, we three were the conveners of that Congress. I am very sad that Madeline's end came in a very, I don't know how to put it, very sad manner. And I miss her today on my visit this time. And perhaps, except around 10 or 11 states, I have visited, including Hawaii or other states in the United States, and speaking mostly on atheism, visiting with the humanist, atheist, freethinker groups, and also on atheism I spoke to Unitarian church groups also. And then I addressed on Gandhi with the Quaker groups mostly. And then also I addressed several universities on Gandhi and on my social work in India. Earlier there had been prison reforms and ex-prisoner welfare, but no criminal reformation as such. So I am the first person in the world to take up the job of reforming the hardcore criminals in my state, Andhra Pradesh. More than 500 hardcore criminals have been changed. So I used to tell those criminals, look here, before going to commit your crime, you pray to your goddess that, oh goddess, we are going to commit a crime, a robbery. You see that there is a lot of gold in their house. You see that everybody in the house is fast asleep. You see that we return safe. And at the same time, before going to sleep, the house owner also must have prayed to their gods. Oh, you see that no thief comes into my house, and then my house is safe. And so you are putting your goddess and their god at loggerheads, and you made them fight, and their god fighting with your goddess to save them from your robbery. And then your goddess is fighting with their god to allow you to enter into their house and rob their property and come back safe. So I said, if we believe in God, the problem is which God saves whom. That is the problem. So I used to talk to them about atheism in a different way like this. And some of the reformed atheists have become, reformed criminals have become atheists also. I am a born atheist. I was born in 1930, but my father and mother declared that they were atheists in 1928 itself, when they were outcast by the Brahmin community at that time, when they started working with the untouchables, and when my father started a school in the untouchable locality to educate them. He was a college lecturer of biology. And later on in 1940, he resigned his job and completely dedicated his life for the cause of rural development, developing the villages in India, and to the cause of atheism. And then, in the beginning, when he wanted to talk to Gandhi on atheism, Gandhi said that he felt atheism was self-denial. So, he had no interest to talk to an atheism. The same Gandhi, when an untouchable young man who was working with my father Gora in 1941 went to see Gandhi, and Gandhi wanted him to stay in his ashram. And at that time, this young untouchable told Gandhi, look here, Gandhi, I am an atheist. Why I have become an atheist? I am an untouchable. And your best program for removal of untouchability is you want untouchables to be allowed into the temples. In India, untouchables are not allowed into Hindu temples at that time. And only in the name of this God I am made an untouchable. And only these Brahmin priests never allowed me to walk even in their streets where they lived. Leave alone going into their houses. Then we were not allowed even to walk in the street where they lived. And what is the use of my going to the temple? If I can talk to God, it would have been very nice. But God would not come to see me. So I cannot talk to God. I see only the stone statues of gods and goddesses there. I cannot talk to God. And then, would the priest allow me to touch him? He would not allow me to touch him. Neither he would touch me. From a distance, he would bless me. Why should I take his blessing? On the other hand, Gora's program for removal of untouchability at that time was cosmopolitan dinners where untouchables cooked the food, and then people belonging to all castes, those who have pledged for removal of untouchability, they sit together and eat together. When they sit, sometimes I get an opportunity to sit by the side of a Brahmin, another time by the side of another upper caste Indian, another time another upper caste Indian. There are several castes in India. So when I sit by the side of a Brahmin or a Reddy or a Kamma, I feel, oh, I am equal with him. I am equal with him. But sometimes we touch also. Our shoulders touch. Oh, I touched a Brahmin. I touched a Reddy. I touched a Kamma. So I feel that I am somebody. So Gora makes me feel that I am somebody in the cosmopolitan dinners, whereas your best program for removal of untouchability is visiting God in the temple. And for me, God does not exist. If God to exist for removal of untouchability, when I go there, he should come and talk to me. And he doesn't come. He then shows his presence. So I have only feel that he exists, but he does not prove himself that he exists. So a God who cannot prove himself that he exists to me, what is the use of my going to the temple to see the statue of a God? And that's why I'm an atheist. So Gandhi wanted him to stay in his ashram. So he said, so Gandhi, I don't want to stay in ashram. I want to go back and work with Gora in the Atheist Centre. And till then Gandhi was thinking that atheism was self-denial. Now here, he is encountered with an untouchable who says, atheism makes me feel self-respect. Atheism makes me feel self-confident. Atheism makes me feel that I am somebody. So there is something in atheism which even makes an untouchable feel that he or she is somebody. So I should not oppose atheism. I should know more about atheism. So he asked Ramaswamy to work with my father. And in the meanwhile, another, what we call the Quit India movement in 1942, all of us went to jails. After returning from the jail, Ramaswamy went to Gandhi and they had a long talk on atheism. So he said, now I want to see your mentor. Please invite Gora on my behalf. And so Ramaswamy wrote a letter to my father inviting him. And then Gandhi told my father after listening to him, I can neither say my theism is right nor your atheism is wrong. Both are seekers after truth. Only future will decide whether you are in the right or I am in the right. Then I may go your way or you may